Hello, my fellow law enthusiast humans. It's FCA, and I am your outside juror. I always say that even though it is not my profession to do legalese, you don't have to be a professional chef to know how to bake. And to add a little more credibility to me, I got, this was a really great Christmas present, the official Black's Law Dictionary. This amount of stuff are all the individual legal terms, and this is actually a textbook that paralegals and lawyers have to get because you have to learn the terms for everything. This is the 12th edition. This is the latest edition. This is an official textbook dictionary for all of the law stuff. So let's open a page and let's see, we already know all those ones. Here we go. In concert. Let's see, it says see acting in concert. So we have to go to a whole different thing. I try to be cool. Okay, the way I had to go through the Latin, because there's so many acti comati, stuff like that. But, so this is holding an interim position or serving a temporarily acting director. So that is just a thing. So just so you know, when I do have the terms, when I bring up stuff, and there's all kinds of examples also given within this, and so just know, legitimately interested in this stuff and so excited. Let's talk about some upcoming court cases that we're going to be using our lovely dictionary for. So excited for some justice. So the first big ones that we've been talking about, my most recent one that I brought up was the Clenney case. Clenney, I have some notes here. Clenney's trial, with the exception of some pretrial evidentiary hearings happening in January, so later this month, we'll keep an eye out for that, but her official trial date is to begin in late April, which is actually when she was originally charged. But yeah, it's supposed to go about 2 weeks is the estimated amount of time, when she was recently denied bail yet again, because they said that nothing has substantially changed enough for her to be let out, according to the judge. The next upcoming trial that we've been diving into is the Corey Richins trial in Utah. Corey Richins has an additional, in the past few months, she has been given an additional 26 charges in a completely separate trial. So she has the first-degree murder trial, but then she also has the 26 financial crimes. They're not going to be going on at the same time, because that's not standard for any of the states to do, because that is how you get hung juries and not guilty verdicts that you are not after. Why? Because whenever the jury thinks that the prosecution, the government, is overreaching and overstepping and just dumping too much stuff, they really will go in lieu of the defendant, and plus they get overwhelmed with information. The court gets inundated with information and things too, and it's just a lot of confusion happening at once. So even though it is going to be the same prosecutor, likely the same defense attorneys, and the same judge, it's an entirely separate trial in and of itself for her financial crimes, and there's only a slight bit of stuff going to happen, because they do say that the incentive or motive for Corey Richins' husband's murder is monetarily based. So there is going to be mentions of it, but official charges are not going to happen at the same time. Like I said, she's going to be happening in late February 23rd, but her trial is expected to go roughly a month, because it is expected to go until March 26th. So that's a month-long trial. That's a lot of stuff. updates with her is that she was once again denied bail as well, because Judge M, he has two consonants next to each other, and the second one is not C. But Judge M had said that even though the defense attorney tried to say that one of the prosecution's, one of their key witnesses recanted their statement, that's not entirely what happened. If you read the documentation, again, I will put all of my links and resources below, and I will mention that I have the Black's Law Dictionary because I'm excited about it. But the judge said, according to the documentation of this witness recanting their statement, the witness really just seemed confused. They were like, oh no, I didn't know that it was fentanyl that she wanted. I didn't know that was the term in 2022. I didn't call fentanyl blue. I referred to something else as blue and didn't know that fentanyl was blue as a code until later. So I sold her blue, and that's what we talked about on the phone. I don't think it was fentanyl, because I didn't use the term blue for fentanyl until later that year, not early in the year. So the judge agreed with everybody else, going, yeah, that's not enough. That wasn't it's very different. Him saying, I confused some terms, so I don't think I used that term for the code word we used. That's not the same as, I never sold anybody any drugs. So the judge was like, yeah, we're not letting that fly, as that was the reason. They said their entire case, they tried to get the case dismissed on it. Their entire case is completely dismantled. It's ruined because their key witness, their star witness, because she had to buy the drugs from somebody, and you said this was the person she got the drugs from, and this person said that fentanyl wasn't referred to as blue like they did in their original statement. How sober was this witness at either interview? I wonder. But yeah, the judge was like, yeah, you're not getting bail on that, and he did decline to let her appeal to have he didn't deny her appeal. He denied another attempt to change venue, because Corey Richins has been trying very hard to get her venue changed to Salt Lake City, because she says that she can't get a fair trial in their current town. But denied bail, trial in late February. Then we have some Karen Reed stuff. Now, Karen Reed, we're not going to have an official trial. There might be some motions in limine, some evidentiary stuff, and I think most likely what we're going to see is some settlements from McCarthy and Waterfall Bars, who were also charged in the wrongful death lawsuit alongside Karen Reed from the O'Keefe family, because the family is claiming that since she was intoxicated and driving, which she was charged with DUI in that case, they said, yeah, she's got charged with that. She hit John O'Keefe with the car because she was drunk, and then she left him because she was drunk, and she got drunk because of the alcohol served to her at these two bars. I can see both of the bars just not wanting any more to do with this nonsense and just settling out of court with the family going, sure, here's money, get us out of this. We want to get back to our business, please. Other than that, unless we see other outside settlements or dismissals, I don't think that there's anything to anticipate, because I don't see anyone backing down from this outside of the bars. I really don't. Everyone has too much at stake. The O'Keefe family feel like they were not served justice by the not guilty verdict for Karen Reed's criminal trial, and there is a lot of emotional trauma and distress for that family. They're going to hold on to that too strongly. Karen Reed has nothing else to lose. She lost her job, she lost her boyfriend, and she had her life on the line for 4 years in 2 murder trials. And she's already millions in debt because again, she lost both of her jobs. She lost her professorship and her business analyst work, because you can't work when you're spending 8 to 10 hours in trial for 3 years. So she does have her book deal and a movie deal coming out with Alan Jackson, which will of course help her a little bit. Hopefully that maybe she can do some other work, maybe get another job or something. We'll see. But those trials are not set because there are so many people involved, because Karen Read did include the McCabe's, the Alberts, and the entire Massachusetts State Department, so like then supervisors, you know, Tully, former state trooper, Michael Proctor, Buchanan. Everybody is just up the wazoo into this. So since there are so many other people involved, and the Massachusetts State Police Department doesn't want to lose face anymore, so they're not going to settle out of this. And of course, the McCabe's and the Alberts all have a deep disdain already for Karen Read. They feel like they have been the victims here instead of her, and they have counterclaimed defamation against her in her lawsuit. But it's all going to come out in one crazy, insane way. And because it is so heavily intertwined with all of the same evidence for everything going on, other than some evidentiary evidence and stuff, this trial is not going to see a courtroom or a jury until 2027, 2028. And in that time, everyone's just going to be racking up debt, racking up stress. And the only people who are going to get out of this slightly less scathed is going to be the two bars, which I do anticipate will come out of that. They're just going to be like, no, thank you. Don't want to be involved in this for like another 2-3 years. And so those are all of the known updates to all those things. Other court things I have coming up. I'm going to talk about a judge who got herself into trouble and had to step down because of some fraudulent goings on. And I am going to be keeping minor tabs on the Reiner case. Again, that's not going to be seeing trial in 2026. There's only going to be like pre-trial motions, evidentiary hearings, which we don't even know if they are going to be. Alan Jackson is defending the son, but we don't know anything else about it at this moment. So that's not going to happen. Like, when something happens in 1 year, it usually takes 2 to 3 years before it sees trial. So that's not happening this year outside of like motion hearings. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, my lovely law enthusiasts. 2026 is going to be a year of justice. Let's go.